Oh my god, guys. SDS is fucking killing it right now. These bitches are satisfying everything that I've ever wanted. Now, I know that we still have to see gameplay, get it in our hands before we can say, okay, this is going to be a great game, this is going to be a great year for MLB The Show. I understand that, but most of my concerns with gameplay have at least been addressed. I don't know if they've been addressed correctly. As far as content goes, and as far as all my concerns with how content was rolled out last year and how they're gonna fix that this year, it's fucking perfect. It's exactly what I wanted, and including a lot of things that we've been asking for years. This video, we're gonna talk about all of that stuff, plus we're gonna talk about all the new legends that they revealed in the stream. They revealed 4 new legends. They revealed 4 new of the special edition diamond packs that you can get by ordering the special edition of the game. It's awesome. There's also the biggest thing that they talked about in the new stream, moments, and how moments is gonna impact Diamond Dynasty, and how, if you aren't a Diamond Dynasty player, how you're gonna be able to experience moments outside of Diamond Dynasty as well. And I'll be honest, once again, I said this last year whenever what did they come out with that I came, oh yeah, the attribute going up to 125. I don't want to toot my own horn here, but 2 years ago I had a conference call with Lance Leahy with Cardinal Bird. That was my idea. The moments thing, also my idea. Now I'm sure I'm not a fucking moron. I know that those are really easy ideas to come up with, and they've probably come up with them before, and they just didn't know how to implement it until now. But yeah, this is something. It wasn't my idea, but it's something that I've been asking for forever. I think moments, and it kind of reminds me of how Madden, and the one thing that Madden Ultimate Team does good, kind of reminds me of that. They're what do they call? I don't even know what Madden calls them now, but basically the situational moments that you can jump into and earn rewards that way. That's something that I've been wanting for MLB The Show for a long time, and they've done it. So we're going to talk about all of that in this video, but first, before we get into that, I got to let you guys know that a lot of people have been DMing me on Twitter and saying, Beanie, when are you going to start streaming again? And the answer to that question is never. Nah, I'm just kidding. The answer to that question is tomorrow. Tomorrow at around 8 o'clock-ish, I'm going to have my first stream since I've come back. I'm pretty excited about it. I haven't streamed in months. So yeah, if you want to check out that stream, be by here at around 8 o'clock Central Time, and I should be streaming. So yeah, good times. Now let's get into the video. Or as Philly D says, let's just jump into it. Let's just fucking jump into it. A fucking burning inferno, let's just jump into it. Fucking, off a lake over a 150-foot bridge, let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Okay, now you probably already know this because I let the video run behind me like a fucking moron, but we got a couple of legend reveals. Actually, we got 4 of them, and you know 2 of them already. One of them is Kerry Wood, and the other one is Mark Pryor, the tag team duo for the Cubs back in the early 2000s. One of the most dominant pitching duos of all time. I mean, some people may push back on that and say, yeah, there were a lot of pitching duos that did it for a lot longer than them. And I would agree with that, but those couple of years while they were at their prime, before they got hurt and everything kind of went off the rails, there was nobody better than Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor. Those two fucked everybody. Everybody got fucked by Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor. The next legend that they revealed is Cy Young, the godfather of pitching himself. The guy has over 500 wins. He pitched every fucking game, and through every one of them was like a complete game. He never got taken out. It's unbelievable the feats that this human did. I mean, you would think that his arm today, if somebody did what Cy Young did back in the day, their arm would literally just detach from their body and be fed to the wolves, because because it's not going to happen. Nobody's ever going to win over 500 games ever again. They're not even going to get fucking close. So we're getting Cy Young. He's definitely going to have 125 stamina. In fact, I think a little later on, they revealed his attributes. It was like 82 hit per 9, 92 K per 9, 99 walk per 9, 95 home run per 9, with a 95 mile per hour fastball and a whole bunch of other secondary pitches that are filthy. Great speed differential. He's going to be one of the best pitchers in the game. Super excited about having him. And then finally, we get our last legend reveal of the stream, and it's Rogers Hornsby. And I like kind of how they went new school and old school with this, but Rogers Hornsby, guys, a lot of you, because y'all weren't around back then, I'm 28 years old, so I know me some Rogers Hornsby. But nah, seriously, this guy, if you look at his stat sheet, it's unreal what this guy did. He had over 40 home runs and had over a 400 average in the same season, back when home runs, like Babe Ruth was the only guy that ever hit a home run. And then Rogers Hornsby comes along and says, okay, fuck that. I'm starting to go off, son. And he just hits home run after home run after home run. The dude was an absolute beast, one of the best hitters of all time. He was also a really versatile player. He played a bunch of different positions. So we're probably going to have one of the best offensive players in the game that is probably going to be one of the most valuable players in the game as well, because he could play a variety of different positions. I have a feeling once we see his best card, like later on, I don't think it's going to come early in the game, but like in July, August, October, September, I just said the months out of order, but anyways, once we get his card later on in the year, I have a feeling it's going to be like a 400, 500,000 stub card, because he's going to have insane contact, insane vision, and insane power, with the ability to play different positions like Ben Zobrist. So yeah, that's going to be an insanely valuable card. Pretty pumped about him. So that is all of the legend reveals. Now let's move on to the more meaty part of the stream. Actually, let's not move on to the meaty parts of the stream. Let's do something the opposite of that. Let's go with the fluff. Let's talk about the fluff first. So before we get into the meaty part, we're going to talk about bat skins. Apparently, that's something new that's coming to MLB The Show. It looks pretty cool. It's not something that I'm like super pumped about, but it would be kind of cool to be able to customize your bat with different types of skins and everything. And they revealed about 5 or 6 new ones. They had like an icy one. They had ones with diamonds all over it. They had one with a show 19 written on it. They had one that looked like a fucking hot dog or something like that, so I guess that's pretty cool. They can get kind of creative with it. I really hope that it's something that is pretty customizable when it comes to Diamond Dynasty. It'd be kind of cool if you could have each player have a different like bat skin. I mean it sounds kind of Fortnite-ish, like it's not gonna affect anything, or like, but the kiddies will like it. The 9-year-old army, PewDiePie's 9-year-old army, will go nuts for a fucking hot dog bat. So yeah, I mean, it's a good idea, and I'm kind of pumped about it. The hot dog bat. I can get behind the hot dog bat. Let's be honest. Now let's talk about the big part of the stream, which is moments. That's what this whole stream was about. And moments is a great idea for MLB The Show. It'll allow us to go back into the past to relive some of the things that we've only heard about. Like Babe Ruth's called shot. They showed that. It looked awesome. Kerry Wood's 20K game, they showed that. They could show like Bill Mazeroski's home run at Forbes Field in the 1960 World Series. I know it was either 59, 60, or 61. Baseball historians are going to kill me for not knowing that, but I'm going to say 60. I'm going to have conviction and say that it was the 1960 World Series. But cool moments like that we can go back and relive. They have different types of like moment arcs. Like you have Babe Ruth's entire career arc, like all the biggest moments from his career. Then you have team arcs like the 2016 Cubs that they showed, where you can go throughout the Cubs season and all the most important moments that happened during that season and play through that. I think most of the things that they showed in regards to that were offline, so it's not going to have any, much or any of an effect on Diamond Dynasty. I don't know. You may be able to get like some small rewards for Diamond Dynasty, but they kind of played down the effect that these types of moments will have in Diamond Dynasty. But don't think that moments in Diamond Dynasty aren't going to be integrated, because they definitely are, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. I just think that like these bigger, more substantial ones like Babe Ruth's called shot and everything, I don't think it's going to be implemented into Diamond Dynasty that much. It's going to be more of an offline experience, which is fine. I think that that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that, because not everybody plays Diamond Dynasty, and it would kind of suck to have this be like an exclusive thing to Diamond Dynasty, because you'd have a lot of offline guys that would miss out on things like this, and it's a really cool mode. I'm glad they put it in it. Also, another thing that they put in the moments, they have like cutscenes that explains like the background of the moments and like what happened. I think they had Bob Costas back there, and he was like saying like, the called shot. He was given the background of the called shot. And then once you actually got into the gameplay, this was the coolest part to me, everything was in black and white. So it was actually like you were there at Wrigley Field in 1932, waiting for Babe Ruth to call his shot. It was really cool. It was very well done. Kudos to SDS for this mode. I think it's a really cool thing. Okay, now this was not the Diamond Dynasty stream, but we had a ton of info released on Diamond Dynasty that I had no idea about. I thought that this was just going to be like an offline thing, maybe a little bit of Diamond Dynasty talk specifically about moments, but no, they released a ton of information. I don't even know what they're going to cover in the actual Diamond Dynasty stream, because they went through so much and all of it was positive. I literally don't have one negative thing to say about this stream and what they released. It was all positive. I think it's all going to work out great. The first thing that everybody's going to be happy about, no more Immortals. Well, maybe not everybody. I'll be happy about it, because it'll allow us to play with different types of players, and it won't be, like 9 players won't be OP in the game, and then everybody else is just like, they can fuck off. It's not going to be the case this year. So no more Immortals, no more souvenirs, which I know everybody will be happy about, because souvenirs just kind of ruined card acquisition. It felt like it was a money barrier, and that SDS had gotten a little too greedy. You know what I mean? It was just not a very good idea last year. And then no more ticket counter. That's a cool thing too, I guess. I know a lot of people kind of like the ticket counter, but if they can come up with a cool replacement for it, a more interactive replacement to allow you to get free cards without having to spend money, I think that'd be a positive thing. The ticket counter was kind of passive, like you never even like really knew when you were gaining tickets. It'd just be like, oh, I wonder if I've gotten enough tickets. You didn't even know how you were getting them. You were just getting the tickets, and you'd be like, oh, okay, I guess I have enough tickets for this guy, and you'd buy him, and then it'd be over. So if it's a little more interactive than that, I guess I'm behind it. Also, the big theme behind Diamond Dynasty this year seems to be choice. You can play which modes you want to play, and you'll still be earning towards different programs and different cards that you may want. It's not going to pigeonhole or force you into any one thing. It's going to allow you to do a multitude of different things. Also, card choice. Like, you're going to have a choice. Do you want... like after you've done all the things you need to do to get a reward, you're going to have a choice. Do you want this card or this card? All of those cards are going to be sellable. Well, maybe not all of them, but most of those cards are going to be sellable. That's something that we've never had before. That's awesome, because it's not like now, for the completionist, you're going to be able to complete, an entire collection. You're not going to be shut out of any different cards. It's a really positive thing. So yeah. So, lots of great changes. What else did they do? Oh, yeah. You're going to be able to progress faster. They didn't really give any specifics on that, but faster progression is something that I'm definitely going to be behind. God, if I ever play the Orioles on rookie difficulty for like 5 hours straight again just to get, fucking Babe Ruth or whoever, I might kill myself, because that is a ridiculous grind. But yeah, if they make the game less grindy, more interactive, and more fun, and give you more choice, that is, there is literally nothing negative about that. I honestly, man, I can't see any major criticisms for what we've talked about so far. It's all positive. And you guys know me, I am not a mouthpiece for SDS. I have criticized them heavily on numerous different occasions, to the point to where I'm blocked by Ramon on Twitter. But Ramon, if you see this, somebody share this with Ramon, please, just so that he can see it. Because I'm telling you right now, dude, great job. I know that you're just like the PR guy, but I know you probably have some input on this too. Nick, Lance, all of you guys, great job. Tips, I know you're big into the content. Fantastic job. I cannot say that enough. All of you guys at SDS, you did a great job. Now, talking about programs, we have some, the programs are completely different this year. They're doing completely new things with the programs, which I can get behind. I kind of didn't like how programs fed into each other last year, and it felt kind of cumbersome and kind of difficult to keep up with. This year, it seems like programs are going to be more timed. Like you're going to have like 1 or 2 programs release within like a 3 to 4 week period, and then everything that you need to do to complete that program is going to have like daily missions that earn you something called, I guess, program stars, I guess is what they're called. It's like a P and a star, and if you complete a mission, you get a certain amount of those, and then you know it's going to require you to get like 300 or 400 to finish the program, and along the way you get rewards for that. I kind of like that system a little bit better. It seems a lot more streamlined, a lot simpler. Also, if you are able to get the program stars to get a reward, that reward is auto redeemed, and the mission is auto redeemed that you completed. So no more going in and having to lazily go through there and like hit X on every single thing. That's done away with. Much more streamlined, and also we're going to talk about this later, but the lineup screen is super streamlined, which is something I'm really happy about. The marketplace too, very streamlined. I kind of bitched about that last year whenever that was their big pitch behind the franchise stream, was that's all they did was streamline it. They streamlined Diamond Dynasty and they did a hell of a lot more, so that's a good thing. So you're going to be able to advance programs and program missions and all that through collections, through moments. They're also going to have Diamond Dynasty specific moments, program specific moments that you can go through and complete. Some of them seemed like you'd be able to do them in 5 minutes. Others seem like they may take more than an hour. Like you might have to play several games to get it done. But I know a lot of people are going to see like, oh my God, I got to play an 8-game, stretch with this guy and compile these stats. Remember that a lot of these moments, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% on this, but a lot of these moments are going to kind of play out like Road to the Show, because you're only going to be locked into that one player. So one game is probably going to take you like 10 minutes, no more than that. So I don't think it's going to take as long as people are thinking. Now, there might be some moment missions where you have to, have like 7 games against a team and you're playing as the entire team, and that might take several hours or something. But right now, it looks like those are going to be kind of few and far between. For the most part, it's going to be very quick but very fun, grind missions, if you know what I mean. So yeah, programs are in good shape, and I like what they've done. Before we leave off programs, I do want to talk about the rewards. They did show off the first inning program. I don't know if this is going to be the first program they come out with this year, but the cool thing about the rewards is that it did show like some bat skins and stuff and some packs that you could get. A lot of choice packs, I talked about that earlier, where you can get a pack and it'll have a certain amount of cards in it and you get to pick one out of it. I think that's a much better system. And then at the very end, you get a choice pack of the program bosses, and the bosses are the guys that like the moments are kind of surrounded around. Like you're going to be playing as the bosses of each program, and for this specific program, the bosses were Andrew Jones, Goose Gossage, and Cy Young. So once they finished the program, they went in and they opened the choice pack, and there was Andrew Jones, Goose Gossage, and Cy Young, and you get to pick one of the 3. I would definitely go with Andrew Jones. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. He's one of my favorite players ever. And so yeah, that's who I would go with. But I mean, it'd be very tempting to go with a pitcher or a reliever like Goose Gossage. Yeah, so I mean, it's gonna be tough to decide between these players, but remember, they're all sellable. So you can get the card that you want for free, and then if you want those other cards, you can go to the market. I have a feeling that everybody is probably going to look on the market to see which card is the most expensive. Get that one. I mean, that's the smart thing to do, right? So you don't have to spend like an insane amount of stubs to get one guy when you could have just had him for free and then bought the cheap guys. But maybe they try to make it fairly balanced so that you can't, like, all of the cards will be relatively the same price on the market. But that's going to be kind of tough to do. If I do have one criticism, it's that they didn't go into that more on how they were going to stabilize the market with these cards, because it definitely could be the case that everybody is just going to pick like one card and it's going to be like the most expensive card. But maybe the fact that everybody is picking that card will make it cheaper because there's a larger supply. Maybe. But I'd have to think about that. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll just have to see how it affects the market. Finally, I mean, this is huge, guys. They have streamlined lineups in the marketplace to a ridiculous extent. First off, you want multiple lineups, you got them. You can have up to 4 multiple lineups. That's something that we've been asking for since MLB 16, whenever missions were first introduced. Finally, we get them. So no more like setting up one team and then having to go back and set up the other team. No more of that bullshit. You could make multiple lineups for whatever you're doing at that moment. Great idea. Great idea. I don't know why it took them this long to do it. Good job. Also, they streamlined the marketplace to where when you get a card, this actually affects the lineup too. You can either add him to your lineup. It'll give you a sell price, a quick sell price on that card, and it will also let you directly go to the marketplace to list that card if you don't want to hit the quick sell or the sell now price. So that's a big improvement. That's going to really make working the market and putting cards on the market a lot quicker. It'll also make it a lot quicker to add players to your lineup if you want them in your lineup. And also another huge thing is that they added notifications, not just for the market, but most importantly for the market. So if you're working the market, buying, selling cards to make stubs, it'll let you know whenever a card has either been bought or sold, so you can go and react accordingly on the market and do whatever you need to do. Huge change. Also, it showed like some other notifications, like one guy's friend pulled a diamond Alex Bregman out of a pack and it notified. I'm just going to turn that off. I don't give a fuck if you guys pull Mike Trout. Honestly, I could not care less. Going to be turning that notification off, but all the other ones I'll probably end up keeping because it is super helpful. Another lineup change is that out of position fielding penalties are now going to be shown. This is something that for years has been clouded in mystery. Like, how much of a penalty do you get for playing this guy out of position? And for a while it was like, oh, it's 5%. It's a 5% penalty. And we kind of thought that, but we weren't 100% on it. It was just kind of word of mouth. And then it was based on the fielding tree, and like, if a shortstop plays second, it's not going to be that bad. If he plays right field, it's not going to be that bad. But then if a center fielder plays catcher, it's going to be terrible. If a first baseman plays center field, it's going to be terrible. Nobody really knew. So now whenever you put these guys in your lineup, you're gonna see that. First of all, it's gonna give you a little flag, a little notification saying, this guy's out of position. You might want to do something about it. Or it'll say this guy is in a secondary position. And if he's in a secondary position, then it's gonna, on the fielding thing, it'll show you, where his attributes were and then where they are after the move. And then if he's out of position, it'll do the same thing, but it'll do it to a much further extent. So if you they showed on stream, if you put Kendrys Morales at second base, he's going to be awful. He's going to have like 2 fielding, he's going to be terrible. So that's a very positive change. That'll allow us to kind of see, what we're wanting to do with lineup construction, and it's just something that'll really help us out. The quality of life changes that they made, You know, I've said I feel like a fucking broken record, but they're fantastic. Everything is just so good. It's so good, man. But guys, I think that is going to do it. I am burning up right now. I know a lot of you are going to say, well, why don't you take off the fucking beanie? It's my fucking gimmick, okay? I can't. I've got to suffer through it. I can't show you guys my hair. You guys don't want to see my hair. Then it would ruin the thing. Then I wouldn't even be able to name myself Beanie. I'd just be like normal fucking idiot with hair. That's who I'd be. I'd change my YouTube name to that. I'd be forced to. But no, I'm still Beanie. I'm just going to suffer through this. Look at this, though. Look at that. Can y'all see that? Is that sweat glimmering off my hand? God bless, man. Anyways, okay. Guys, remember, I'm streaming tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Be there or be gay, like me. And, yeah, I love you guys. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you haven't already, leave a like. And, what else are you supposed to do? Maybe share this with a friend. That'd be kind of cool. Leave a comment, telling me that I'm gay. And, yeah, I love you guys. I will see you guys later. But until then, peace.